Hello and welcome to League of Vloggers. This is episode 29 according to the page. Juice to me. Tonight our co-hosts, as always, we got Kurtis James, we got Heather, aka Stormy, and myself, Chase, aka Viking Redbeard. This weekend we got to watch the first, second, and 3/4 matches.
Yes.
And they were insane.
They were both best of fives that went all five.
Yeah, and they both didn't quite go how we wanted.
I don't know about that. I mean, it varied how we wanted between all of us. I think it going 5 games is how she wanted for everything.
Yeah. You said any best of 5. I'm like, go 5.
Should we
play an extra one just in case?
Should we just start on Saturday with the third place match?
Yeah, we might as well. So on Saturday we had Clutch and CLG.
Yes.
And unfortunately, Clutch did not make it. Like, I mean, Clutch kind of had like the miracle run. They looked so poor last split. They kind of like
early this split
they didn't look so great at the beginning. Like quarter of this split, maybe like third.
Almost half.
Okay. Oh yeah.
They had like 2 wins, I think, in the first 9 games.
And then they made the run. They made like the miracle run. They got all the way to the third, fourth place, like tiebreaker, and took CLG, which has looked phenomenal all season. Like we had a couple people calling them as dark horse, saying that they were going to be great, and like me being like very pessimistic because like knowing how much they can suck.
Yeah.
Like,
oh yeah.
Yeah.
They proved me wrong. I'm glad that CLG looked really good this split, and they ultimately did take the best of 5. It did go all 5 matches, like we said.
Yeah, I mean, I think heading into this match, from what we had seen in the quarterfinals and the semifinals, what we had seen in the semifinals from these teams, not so much the quarters because they both just dominated their quarterfinal really, but then also like week 9, it felt like CLG had kind of lost a step and Clutch was riding a high. And so it wasn't a surprise when game 1 and 2 were like super dominant Clutch. But then CLG turned it around, took control, and just they won it decisively. Like they didn't hard stomp Clutch on the way out, but they took control, and it wasn't really in doubt in game 5. It's like, nope, this is CLG. They are the better team right now. And my biggest takeaway was overall was not, just like, oh, CLG figured out what their kind of hiccup was and they've cleaned it up, but that CLG is as good as we thought they were, which is very good, and Clutch can compete. Mm-hmm. They are right there, which, I mean, for them to sustain that, not just like the last couple weeks of the season, not just the quarterfinal matches, not just semifinal ticking liquid to 5, but then also doing it against CLG, like they've proven they're also a very good team right now. So,
yeah, so we had 2 teams a split that are not going to be in the next split. Clutch being one of them, and it's not that their team is going away; it's just like they're being rebranded.
And there's 3 teams that are being changed. Optic will not be Optic next season.
Oh, did we know that?
Yes, they got bought by Immortals Group.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, sorry.
Clutch bought by Dignitas Group, although that was more of a merger.
Oh yeah, okay. So those were the 2 that we did know. Like Echo Fox, like,
and
was
then
kind
Echo
of
Fox,
like,
we have no idea what's coming in.
Yeah, but so like we had Echo Fox on their way out. They looked like a hot pile of garbage. Like I feel really bad for all of those players because it's going to be really hard to try to find a team unless like this new 10th team just like grabs as much as they can. Yeah,
well, they might have to pick up those players because there's nothing else, kind of thing.
But like that's not really like the spot you want to be in. Like if you're Echo Fox, but like sorry, derailed from like what I was saying. Like so, Clutch is going to be no longer. They're going to be Dignitas going forward. Not
next season because they're not quite done yet.
Correct.
Will they go into Worlds as Clutch?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Dignitas will be 2020.
Cool.
But not knowing like exactly how things are going to go in new management, like those players didn't really necessarily have, like they didn't have to put their best foot forward. Like they could have gone elsewhere if they needed to.
Well, so a thing to that, like I mentioned earlier, it's not that they are being taken over. Those Clutch and Dignitas or whatever, it's a joint thing, and they are choosing to use the Dignitas branding because it's a esports branding.
I thought they got bought out.
Well,
no, so Dignitas has a controlling stake, but Clutch is not being like uninvolved. Like the group that is Clutch, that it's Houston Rockets ownership or whatever, they're just becoming a non-controlling stake. So he's like going to be like 48%, 49% or whatever, and then the Dignitas stuff is 51, something like that. So they'll have the same players, the same coaching staff, whatever, besides if they choose to upgrade anywhere, but everything is carried over for them.
I thought that they were the similar things was happening like with like Echo Fox and like Immortals taking over.
Yeah, and I mean honestly, if that was the case, it'd be amazing credit to those players to be playing the way they are and that much uncertainty.
Okay, so they really don't have much to worry about considering how well they've been playing. So never mind. What I was saying doesn't make any sense.
I think it's a massive brand boost heading into next year, though.
Yeah,
oh, absolutely. I feel like getting rid of that stupid Texas logo on their jerseys. We're gonna get some cool Dignitas ones.
Yeah, well, and they've been rocking the black and yellow already, which looks all right. Granted, the design isn't focused around it, so hopefully it's better next year. But they're getting the Dignitas name out there, the colors already, and the players are playing so good right now. They're making a run at maybe making Worlds. Mm-hmm. What more? If you're the Dignitas people who just bought back in, you could not be happier because you could be buying in on somebody like
100 Thieves,
FlyQuest, or
Echo Fox.
Yeah. 100 Thieves at least had the end of season run or something, but yeah, FlyQuest, Echo Fox, Golden Guardians, who had a disappointing end of the season for them. Optic, who, even though they made playoffs, got hard shut out of even attempting Worlds. Out of the bottom half teams, that is the best buy-in you could have.
Yeah.
And so they've got to be super happy right now. I would be.
Yep. I feel like if Dignitas has some more money to bring in, they could maybe pluck some people here and there. How far is Huni away from his NA citizenship?
He's pretty far out yet.
Oh, is he?
Oh no, he might be close. He might be end of next year. Might be
it
actually.
Right?
Okay.
2 years, right?
This would be the third year, I think.
4?
But they changed it at some point
it used
recently
to be
again.
2 years and now it's 5.
It used to be 3, and I think now it's 4 or 5.
Oh,
I'd have to look it up again.
Okay.
Huni's not that far out, but also I don't think he's not that far out from retirement either. To be fair.
I mean, if he plays how he has the end of this split, I don't think he's going anywhere. I think he's I think he came to the realization that if he didn't buck up, he was going to get bucked out. I don't know, whatever that phrase.
Yeah.
He didn't.
I don't know what the phrase is, but I like it.
Yeah. If he didn't fix the shit, he was going to be out the door. Because he did play pretty abysmally last split. He didn't look that great at the beginning of this split, and then out of nowhere, he kind of became Huni of yesterday, and he looked really good.
Played a lot of Rumble matches.
And they somehow gave him Rumble all the time.
Well, I gotta say, so to the actual match at hand, the 3 versus 4 match, Clutch and CLG. CLG did what I said they would do, and they did better with the bans than Team Liquid did. Now, did they always do it exactly right? No. But they also seem to handle it better than TL did in some ways. Game 1 and 2 were really one-sided for Clutch. I mean, I was messaging Heather. I was just well, looks like a 3-0. And then all of a sudden, CLG wins Game 2. All right, Game 3, and then they're better in Game 4, and then Game 5, it was just nope, the sweep's done.
Yeah.
They got the reverse sweep.
It's over.
But I think Clutch looked very good in that matchup. Of course, losing that, and we'll discuss this here at the end a bit more. Actually, let's discuss it after we talk about CLG maybe a little bit, or we can do it hand in hand. Losing that determines, so in the Gauntlet, both these teams are heading down to the Gauntlet. Clutch being the loser, getting 4th place, they do have to face FlyQuest now. The winner of that match will face CLG, and then the winner of that will face TSM, the winner of that going to Worlds. So, I mean, CLG, they got the reverse sweep, they looked very good. I liked that Stixay took a little bit of a backseat and let PoE carry in those later games.
Very okay with that.
Game 1 and 2, I thought Wiggly looked really hard up, he was still fucking shell-shocked from facing Svenskeren. But he got it together, he helped PoE, and they carried, and honestly, Stixay, when I say he took a back seat, I don't mean the bot lane took a back seat, I mean Stixay did, because Biofrost was a monster on Thresh.
Yes.
Thresh will be banned by whoever they face in the Gauntlet.
Yeah.
Unless you're stupid, because he was just so on point. But, so let's talk about the Gauntlet a little bit. FlyQuest has been sitting there. They've been waiting. They knew they were going to face CLG or Clutch for a whole week before now, and they've got another week here. part of me is like, oh, well, they're number 4 in the Gauntlet, and they've had this much time. Okay, cool. But then I remember, they ended the split 9th. They were not good.
FlyQuest was looking really, really rough at the end of this split. I mean, unless they were somehow able to do a complete 180 off the field, like off stage, I guess, then we haven't seen them for a week now. Like, maybe.
Like, if they look like Spring Split FlyQuest, that's one thing.
Yeah.
But, I mean, do you think they could? Do you think they have any
Not
chance
right
at being
now.
Spring Split
They're just-
FlyQuest?
Being Spring Split? No.
Yeah, right.
No.
Like,
No, not against this clutch.
So are we in agreement that things all went downhill for FlyQuest when Turtle cut his hair? Got that terrible bowl
like
cut?
pretty
in
much,
playoffs last
yeah.
year or whatever, or last split
Yeah.
when he went bowl cut.
He got bowl
I mean,
cut,
you have
and
to
he
cut
has
the
not
hair
been
at
the
some
same
point.
Turtle since.
But he went
Apparently,
straight
they
bold.
cut out like the part of the hair that like the skill was in. Like fucking A, like Turtle, my man, like don't let anyone with scissors near your hair.
No shit.
Ever.
Oh, that's good.
This is so fluffy and beautiful. and great. It's so
Sorry.
It was something. It was funny because we had made so many jokes about Turtle's hair, like admiring it, and then he got the bowl cut, and we're like, oh god, what did he do? Although they did still win that week, didn't they? I feel
That
like
was a long time
or no,
ago.
maybe they lost that week, and then he went back to quaffing it the next. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was something, but I don't think
I don't
FlyQuest stands
really
against
think it has anything
not
to do
against
with
this
it.
clutch. Like unless they are last splits FlyQuest, then they can maybe have a chance at it, and it would still take them 5 games. Because this clutch is firing on all cylinders right
So
now.
what do we got? We got Hooney up against Viper.
Yep.
That'll be a good matchup. I think.
Depending on the bands.
Santorin's better than Lyra.
Yeah.
Pobelter versus. No, sorry, not Pobelter.
Yeah, no.
Demonte versus. Yeah.
Alright, so it's
Pobelter.
Demonte for clutch versus Pobelter
Yeah,
for
FlyQuest.
FlyQuest, yes.
Demonte.
Yeah.
And then Wild Turtle and Woodid versus Cody Sun and Vulcan.
Yeah. And
I think Clutch has that.
yeah.
on
Cody
most of
Sun's
their
been
lanes.
like on
Maybe
point.
the jungler presence makes a difference. I don't know.
Cody Sun's never not been on point, and yet somehow he gets like juggled around and kicked off shit. Like I'm sure he's difficult to deal with, and that's why like teams have gotten rid of him. But like he went to Worlds on an Immortals team that like crushed. Like they didn't win a championship, like they didn't win the split, but they were so good, and they went to Worlds. And they only didn't make it out of groups on a fucking tiebreaker where like Cody flashed the wrong way or like, but like they were this fucking close. And so to be like, I understand you haven't been watching it that long. I think that was your first Worlds you watched was the Immortals Worlds because it was 2 years ago. I'm pretty sure, because it was our first loggers.
Yes.
Was that
oh,
Worlds?
Yeah.
But yeah, like the thing about Cody Sun is he always gets so underrated, really. Like he's finally really getting that traction within the fan base. People being like, "Oh, Cody Sun's actually doing really well." It's like, bitch, he's always done really well. He's usually like
I like him.
he's just understated because he doesn't do a lot of interviews. He's not sneaky doing cosplay. He's not double lift talking trash. He's not Sven coming from EU after winning like 3 splits in a row. Like he's just understated. Like Wild Turtle's been around forever, but like if you were to like just come into it now like you have, I mean, he seems no different than somebody like Wild Turtle that you don't hear much from. But then you look at the stats and you're like, wow, he's way
When
fucking
they were
better.
telling me he was like deathless for
Like,
games
yeah,
in
for
a
like
row, 5
7 games or
something
some
like
shit,
that. I was
yeah.
like, that's impressive. That's an insane stat to have.
Yeah, no, Cody Sun's
No doubt.
incredibly good. He is definitely top 4 AD carries in the league. He might be second behind double lift.
Well, I don't know about that, but he good.
I mean, you gonna put Sneaky in front of him, or who you put in front?
probably Sneaky.
It's a different kind of play. I get it. Like
And
Sneaky,
maybe even Stixay.
maybe. But Cody Sun's that's why I say he's definitely top 4 because
Yeah.
if you're gonna put anybody in front of him, well, it's double lift, and then maybe Sneaky and Stixay. But if you try and argue anybody else in front, I'm wondering who the fuck you talking. Like Bang hasn't showed up in NA yet.
I forgot Bang was
Right, and that's a product of his team. But yeah. So, I mean, yeah, like, Cody Sun's really fucking good. I definitely don't count them out. So, we all think they'll beat FlyQuest.
Yes, and then
I would
I'm
be
really excited for
surprised
the
if they
Delta
didn't.
matchup.
Oh, yeah. Well, and actually, I said they have had the 1 week knowing to be one of those teams. They actually have 2 weeks knowing it is clutch, because they don't play this weekend, they play the next weekend. So they have 2 whole weeks to just prep for clutch. But clutch also 2 weeks to just prep for FlyQuest.
Yeah.
And to be fair,
it's
though,
funny when you say it the other way. It seems like so much less of a.
yeah. To be fair,
Plus
well,
the
and I was
issue.
gonna flip. To be fair, I think they'll spend 1 week doing that, and then send their A team to fucking prep for CLG for an extra week.
Yeah.
Because fuck FlyQuest. So we think they'll face again. I think it's gonna go another 5 when they face off again.
I'm excited to watch it because these two teams are very evenly matched in their skill sets, in my opinion. They definitely
I
have
like how they've got
strengths and weaknesses that.
got it as TBD. And I'm like,
I
bitch,
know,
we
you
know
we
who some of
already
these
know.
teams
Yeah.
are.
They just haven't built it.
Yeah, I know. Well, and the fact that it wasn't even up. He's looking at the schedule on the website. The fact that the schedule wasn't even up until like this past weekend. It's like, what the fuck? You knew when it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like that. Those are the things I constantly see with their website, and they've improved it over time. But I constantly see things, and I'm like, why is it not better? Why can I not click on TSM and see who their opponent is every week? They finally posted that this year, but you have to go to the team page. I can't just like click on TSM in the schedule. Why can I not just pull up a fucking schedule to see like each week and like see when they have weeks off for the whole season? There's no like if I go to ESPN, I can see a fucking schedule of every team and every fucking sport. Why can't I do it on your dedicated one fucking league you own?
Because it's Riot. They came out making new Star Guardian skins, man. Didn't you hear?
Yeah, 4 new Star Guardians.
What?
So CLG is
Well,
the
they're
shit, right?
Dark Star Guardians.
Well,
Mm.
3 of them? 3 of them are. The Nico's not like a dark one, I don't think.
I don't
but
fucking
I
know. But
Anyway,
it's dark. It's like dark.
It's
Star
whatever.
and
More
Star
skins I'm not
Guardians.
buying.
yep,
Yeah.
same. Anyway, so yeah, CLG's the shit, right, Sean? I mean, they're pretty good right now. So unless TSM's also turned around, because let's skip over this clutch CLG thing for a bit here in the Gauntlet.
Mhm.
Unless TSM's turn it around real hard, do we think they can stand up to either of those two teams?
Yes, I mean, not
Okay.
maybe not win, but maybe like definitely like a best of 5 with
Yeah,
Clutch
it's
or
fa-
CLG. I think they'll run into that. I don't know about
Do you
win though.
Okay, do you think even if they have started, if they've gotten back together, first of all, do we assume, I assume anyway, do you guys assume Spica will be playing for sure?
Oh, I keep forgetting about that.
Yeah, right? Well, because it happened week 9.
Well, I thought they just had 4 members. For team.
Yeah.
They didn't even run a jungler anymore. It's
Well,
like buy more awards, guys.
I
'cause we don't
showed
have a
you
jungler.
one of the best Twitter accounts, period, like with League of Legends, is a parody account called C9 Medios' Ego. And it just makes like great trash talk tweets all the time. They're like
He was
super
telling me about it
pompous.
yesterday. It was pretty
And
cool.
one of my favorite ones is from when they lost Sven Skaren or whatever. I don't know. It was at some. It was like 2 years ago, or it was a full year ago, maybe, like with dropping or whatever. And it's my sort. Oh no, yeah, it was just last offseason, and it's like, oh yeah, with Jensen moving to or from Cloud9 to Liquid is crazy. But my sources tell me TSM is going to be running a intermediate bot in their jungle next season.
Nice.
Reggie assures me jungler input will remain the same. And like that's how it feels though right now, because it's like, oh, who's their jungler? Akidi, no. Greg, no. Akidi again, no.
Honestly, if they bring
Spica?
Akadian back, I'd be happy. He just needs to not do dumb ass shit.
Do you think they at least bring a jungle sub for the Gauntlet?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh,
TSM is kind of like just way out in left field right now. They're like, we don't know what we're doing. Like, we're drawing with crayons where everyone else is like doing better things. Fucking A, like my analogies tonight are not on point.
Art
Crushing it.
analogies. Yeah.
Crushing it. Like,
Ugh.
I don't know what to think, because it's been so long since we've seen them now, it feels like. Just because, 1, they didn't show up in week 9. 2, they didn't show up at the quarterfinals. And then, of course, they didn't play in semis. And then we're not going to see them until Sunday to finish it all off.
Which is so fun. Like, I'm excited for that.
Yeah, the
It's
fact
such a
that they're
build-up.
the-
It's such a good build-up.
The fact that they're the final boss of the Gauntlet, and they only mentally feel a step above FlyQuest, who finished 9th.
Yeah, it's getting like real disappointing. Like watching TSM. Like, I'm glad I'm not one of their fans, because I'd be really disappointed if this is how the things have gone. Like, I've been very disappointed with most of my teams that have like played. Like, I mean, had Echo Fox as like my boys. Turns out they're not going to be around anymore because they so bad.
Because they so
Um,
racist.
Golden
It's
Guardians,
like, that's so Raven, but with bigotry. That's so racist.
Guardians, like, they had, like, a really
So
good
racist, River.
good run last split, and they did pretty okay this split, and, like, just, like, I'm sick of being disappointed with my teams. Like, I'm just glad that I just don't have to have a disappointment that's, like, that bad.
Yeah.
Like, at least, like, my disappointing teams, like, I've come to expect it.
Yeah.
TSM's not one of those teams.
It's like your teams are drawing with crayons while our teams are using Photoshop.
Basically.
Shout out to Sean for fixing Chase's analogy.
Boom. Thanks, Sean.
Come on, Chase.
It's a Monday.
all
My
right.
brain is shot.
So, we did just see CLG beat Clutch. How do you guys think the Gauntlet rematch will go, though?
CLG.
With
I hope it
2
goes.
weeks to prepare.
You want... Okay, how do you want it to go?
I want Clutch to win.
Alright.
Well, to be fair, it has Demonte and Hooney from Echo Fox, so he has some residual
that's true.
feelings for them.
That's
I get
okay.
that. Is that where it mostly lands, or are there other reasons for that?
No, I mean, that's mostly it. Like, I mean, I really like Hooney as a player. Like, when he shows up, and Demonte is not getting half the respect he deserves. Like, he's
agree.
finally, like, starting to, like, play to how he, like, looks.
I was on the Demonte train last year,
Oh,
last
yeah.
season, 2018. I was like, oh, this kid's fucking good. He's going to be the next best NA mid laner.
Yeah, so, like, I mean, I think they've got really good talent. I think they just need to keep building around that. But, sorry, going a little bit too far.
No, you're good.
Yes, no. I want Clutch to win mostly because, like you said, residual feelings for the players. Like, I mean, esports is, like, really weird. Like, it's not so much, like, team recognition that you care about. It's, like, the players that you like on the team. There's only 5 players. It's like, if you like this team this year and all the players are gone, you have zero reason to stick with them.
That's true.
I was able to get really invested in my team because I picked a team who had all the same players for so long, or, like, rotated one out. Like, so I got really invested into Cloud9, so then by the time they start switching players, like, 2.5 years in, I'm like, I love this team. Like, it's okay.
Yeah.
So, and they still have one of the original motherfuckers, so that
Sneaky,
helps too. Yeah, Sneaky. Sneaky's the only founding member still on the squad. But yeah, so I think I'd honestly prefer CLG. I think they've shown themselves to be more dynamic, and while Clutch looks really good right now, I'm afraid that, and I really like their aggression too, because I think that breeds more success. I'm afraid that, Kiana Rumble bans take so much out of this team that against better competition, they're not going to get anywhere.
Sure.
I think better competition will do what Liquid did, where they're like, oh, I'll let it through once to see if we can beat it. Nah, okay, fuck it, I'll ban it. But at Worlds, they'll be like, nah, I'm not even going to lose a game to these guys. We're banning those 2 first, and then whatever else the priority ban is.
Play that
Like,
at all.
In the off chance that Clutch makes it to Worlds,
It's not that off of a chance.
Don't see them, like, getting too far.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
I see CLG getting
Unless
far.
they,
I think
unless
they would make
roll
it out of play.
real well in, like, the groups.
So here's the other thing. Whichever team does make it through the Gauntlet goes into the play-ins. So they would be playing against, the emerging regions or whatever, the minor regions. So they should at least... I think Clutch or CLG can both make it through that just fine.
Oh, yeah.
So
fair.
I'm not worried about that.
Play and Jess groups, not so much.
Right. I don't expect them to make it out of groups into knockouts. Absolutely. But, I mean, if you're saying be one of the 4 best of, like, 3rd place Korea, 3rd place NA, 3rd place EU, and then, like, Russia, Brazil, or Turkey probably. Like, yeah, you can fucking do that. Just don't fuck up too much. Because even, like, Cloud9 last year, like, kind of derped around and lost some games they shouldn't have, and then they found the Shrine and just crushed the shit out of it in the series. Like, I think these 2 teams can do that, too. So, I'm leaning towards CLG just slightly. I think CLG in 5 again.
Same. I'm leaning towards CLG.
Chase,
They'll both be
Chase
kind of
hoping
good.
Clutch.
I'm hoping Clutch.
I'm gonna be happy if either
Either
of these
way,
teams makes it.
I mean,
As long as
if
it's
we're
not
going Fix
FlyQuest or TSM,
Yeah,
I'm good.
I'm not okay with FlyQuest or TSM going to frickin' Worlds off the back of, first off, a decent spring split
Well,
and then
we've
a
already seen
trash-ass
it
summer
happen.
split.
Well, hey.
What?
So we've already seen it happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
We-
Well, so that was the second slot thing with 100 Thieves, where they didn't have to actually win anything to make it. So.
Oh, yeah. Fucking 100 Thieves.
Which,
Piece
fun
of
fact, let's
shit.
throw out a quick fun fact here. EU is deciding their 3 places differently. First place is going to the winner of the split. Second and third are to their Gauntlet. So, like, in their scenario, though, still, So like right now we'd think, oh, TSM would automatically make it, but no, it'd be Cloud9 because Cloud9 would have ended up as Gauntlet boss.
Mm-hmm.
And so it'd be Cloud9 and then either Clutch or CLG probably who makes it up through. FlyQuest would not even be in the Gauntlet, so whoever makes it up to face Cloud9, those two teams would be fighting for second, third. Which I kind of like.
I don't.
So, like, I'm not.
It makes
like,
it look like a third place could like take the second place slot, like, and that feels dirty.
well,
to
they
me.
can, but so like rewind that to last year. In that scenario, 100 Thieves is the Gauntlet boss. At best, they make it out as 3, rather than getting 2. Like, they still make it by having the most points.
I see it. I see it. I guess it makes sense. It just doesn't feel right.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like, there's kind of good, there's kind of bad. Like, the one thing is it forces you to fucking win something to get that second spot. You have to at least win a best of 5 at the end of the fucking season to get the second spot. If you lose it, you get third. But you can still make it off, like, having a decent split twice. But
Makes a lot of sense. I'm not going to shit on it, but it feels weird.
I prefer the NA one right now, but I think it's interesting that you use trying like other formats.
Yeah. I think it's interesting that they're trying it, but they didn't. It's only for one region.
Right.
No,
Well, yeah,
that's
because each region makes their own determination how they want to do that
that's
shit.
cool. I didn't
Yeah.
really know that, but
Yeah.
I felt like it would be more consistent.
Well, because like
since it's all under one
LCK
parent
during the
company.
season, they still play best of 3s.
Yeah, that's true. Their setup is real different.
Yeah, well, NA used to do best of 3. Like,
It's
the
too
regions
long.
have constantly switched, yeah.
Korea's willing to watch that all day. America's
Yeah,
like,
okay.
nah, man.
We used to play, it was Friday, Saturday, Sunday matches were,
Yeah.
oh man.
I didn't watch
And then you had
that.
super weeks that were 4 days, and it was crazy.
That
Fuck.
just
Alright,
sounds
guys.
miserable.
Oh,
It
it
does.
was so many matches. Anyway, let's move on to
I'm
the
excited.
the championship match.
Yeah.
We had TL and Cloud9 once again went 5 games.
Well, this was my first time seeing them in a best of 5.
Well, no, I mean the previous match went 5 games. This went 5 games.
Oh, yes, gotcha.
TLC 9 a year ago went 3 games. It was a
Wow,
sweep.
yeah. See, I didn't watch
Did
that.
we all pick TL, or did you actually?
I
pick
went
Cloud9?
3-2 Cloud9.
Okay,
I was so close.
you were so close.
And
I
we
think-
picked TL, but I think we picked the wrong amount of games.
Yeah, I think I
we
did like
3-1.
3-0.
I thought
or
you went
3-1.
3-2. You went 3-1.
I think I went 3-1.
could be.
I've got somewhere, but I'm pretty sure it was 3-1, 3-2.
I'm pretty sure I went 3-1. It's over there in that other thing.
But, yeah.
It doesn't matter. I picked TL. They
This
won.
wasn't the win that I felt good about.
I missed.
I mean, games 1 through 4 were ridiculously good.
They were so good.
They were
like,
fun.
TL looked so good.
Didn't they look
Cloud9 looked so good. Cloud9 looked so good. TL looked ridiculously good. Cloud9 looked like poop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Cloud9 played their worst game of the series in Game 5.
Yeah. It's hard to. That game 5 must be
I-
brutal.
I give it, I mean, in large part, I give it to a very good draft from TL.
Mhm.
Not a bad draft necessarily from Cloud9, but the Shen was the perfect pick because Cloud9 wants to engage. They want to fight. They want to be aggressive. And Shen is just so good at making you have to nope the fuck out of it. And he ended up in a lane where he was facing Vladimir, who has no hard CC to deny it. So you can't cancel it. Oh, you have the Aatrox, fine, maybe lane swap. No, because Vladimir gets absolutely destroyed by the Akali. At least Aatrox has a chance to stand up to it. So Cloud9 ended up getting outdrafted in an incredible way by TL. Like, that, I just, hats off. And to be fair, though, Cloud9 did pick the Vlad last, so they picked into it, which I think was a mistake.
Yes.
But I think they had cornered themselves in a spot where they didn't know
Kind
what
of.
else they could
Well, with
draft.
that Aatrox, because that's what they did. They cornered themselves with that Aatrox.
Well, the Aatrox was fine, but like, then don't pick the Vladimir. Like, leave the Aatrox in the top to deal with the Shen, or
That's
pick
what I
something
was
that has
thinking.
hard CC.
Something
Like,
that can interrupt his ult or
exactly.
teleport.
Like maybe the Malphite, and then you just
silly.
gotta make sure you
That
hold
would've
your
been
ult
good.
for his ult or something. But like, they ended up drafting
What's
themselves into a corner a little
the
bit.
channel on the Shen ult? How long is it? 2 seconds? 3 seconds?
It's like 3 seconds.
3 seconds? Okay.
Pretty sure it's like 2.5, 3 seconds.
This
It's
is
a while.
plenty of time
Like,
to
yeah, it's
interrupt.
plenty of time. Like, you see him missing for a bit, and you just go run forward to find him in fog, and then you just, and especially like if you're Malphite, because you cover so much range, it's so easy.
Sure.
I've fucked up more than a few Shen's days
Yeah.
when I played Malphite.
Here
Oh
and
yeah. But yeah, like Cloud9, I think a little bit of a fumble in the draft, but honestly, it's credit to TL. They said they prepared the Shen. They were ready. Like they had that pick. They thought, hey, how do we counter a team that wants to fight all the time? bring a fifth, bring an extra guy to the party immediately with a shield.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, and it worked so well, and they got an early kill. I think was it that game? Oh no, that was game 4. Svenskeren made a mistake on the bot gank, I think. But yeah, TL played so good, and hats off to them, really.
Yeah, I mean they're definitely deserving of the win. I mean it sucks to see them win again.
I was okay with it, but I'm sorry.
I mean the curse of 4
I
remains.
like TL. I like all
So,
the players.
TL formed out of previously Curse, the team Curse, and they were cursed to always be 4th place. They always missed the playoffs. They always missed Worlds. They were always the last team out. And then TL now, though, when they won their first championship, they were the 4th team in NA to win a championship. Win an LCS championship. TSM, Cloud9, CLG, TL. Then they were the 4th team to get the three-peat. It was Cloud9, TSM, TL, and now they're the first team to get a 4-peat. No, I don't think Cloud9 won a 3-peat. They only went 2-peat. So there's something else they did 4th on, but yeah. So they 4th team to go to MSI, I think, or to win the half thing. I don't know. They did something, but yeah, they keep turning up 4s somehow. Now, if they make it out of groups, they'll be the 4th NA team to make it out of groups. Or I think CLG would have to, or somebody else this year would have to maybe, because I think only Cloud9 and TSM have so far or something.
So they're gonna fail groups again? Is that what you're saying?
Maybe. I don't know. TL and specifically Doublelift have never made it out of groups at Worlds.
Well, they got Jensen and Core JJ now, so...
Well, they built this group to be a Worlds breaker.
Yeah.
Yeah, TSM built their team to be good internationally after winning championships with Doublelift. They said, no, we need to be good internationally. And that team can't even win regionally now.
Well, TL doesn't have that problem yet.
No,
so...
I mean, they got semifinalists at MSI. Or not semifinalists, runner-up.
Yeah.
It's I'm happy to see both of these teams locked in for Worlds already. If the loser of this match, regardless of who it was, had to fight in the Gauntlet, I'd be so annoyed. If we had the 100 Thieves thing from last year, where TSM was getting through, I'd be so fucking pissed.
Well, that's what you just said. You were like, I like the way LEC's doing it. But then they would be shoved into the Gauntlet.
So if they're doing LEC way, whichever team got dropped down the Gauntlet would still be guaranteed in, because they would get 2nd or 3rd.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. I'm just saying if it was if it was the way we do it now, but last year where 100 Thieves backpedaled the fuck in, if it was last year, whereas TL first,
it was real painful to watch.
yeah, if we saw TL first, TSM get 2nd, and then Cloud9 had to win against CLG or Clutch, which I think they would, I'd still be pissed because I'm like, no, fucking CLG or Clutch should be in that, and not fucking TSM. They can go fuck off.
As they will.
Yeah, hopefully they will, but yeah, I'm excited the 3 teams we're sending, but especially these top 2.
Yes, me too.
I expect both of these teams to show the fuck up at Worlds after what we saw in this best of 5, because they were both so fucking good.
It was very fun to watch.
So what happens if TSM does make it through the Gauntlet and they go anyway?
If they make it through the Gauntlet, then that is the fault of CLG or Clutch for not closing it out.
Fair enough.
What if they go 3-0, which is basically just fucks them.
What do you
if
mean?
TSM goes 3-0,
If they sweep whoever?
Yeah.
I mean,
does that not prove they deserve to be
right,
third?
no, exactly. I'll be fine. I would be more proven if it was FlyQuest, because they have to make it all the fucking way through. If FlyQuest beats Clutch, CLG, and TSM, I'll be like,
you deserve it, man.
y'all sucked.
Turtle's hair kicked it into
Yeah.
Super Saiyan Blue.
Well, it had to grow again, man. It takes 3-4 months.
Yeah. So if Clutch or if CLG makes it, I'm like, boom. As far as the confidence of these 4 teams go, 10 if CLG makes it.
Yeah.
9 if Clutch makes it.
Okay.
5 if TSM makes it.
I like that as a big drop. I like it.
No, probably no. 4 if TSM makes it. No, and I'm actually gonna go 6 if FlyQuest makes it, because TSM only has to beat 1 fucking team.
That's true.
That team could have a bad day. They
true.
could fuck up a couple drafts, whatever. They could. TSM could just have 3 fucking bullshit squirrel cheese games ready and win on 3 cheese games. Right?
Cheese game.
They could play Pantheon Talia bot and then play Yasuo Gragas, and then, like, they could pull out 3 fucking cheese comps. What?
We don't want them to listen to this.
No, they're not good enough to pull these off. But, like, you could pull out 3... If they went off, like, 3 cheese comps, like, I would even have lower confidence.
Yeah.
But, because it's like,
Likewise
dude,
has to be
I'm like, you
cool.
can't prepare a dozen of those for Worlds, guys.
Yeah.
But, like, yeah, if FlyQuest, though, were to beat all 3 of those teams, I would have some actual serious confidence. Because it's like, okay, you just won 9 games.
Yeah.
Out of 15 possible, like...
Yeah.
I can't doubt that.
Yeah. If FlyQuest managed
But
to do that.
I can be
absolutely.
upset about it, but...
Right,
Yeah,
I wouldn't be as happy as I could be. I'll be happiest if CLG or Clutch makes
Yes,
it.
same. I agree. You have Plex, I have Plex.
So we don't know who our third team is, though, but heading... Just looking a little bit forward, because we have Cloud9 and TL both going on.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about Worlds?
I'm very excited. That's all I gotta say.
It's gonna be so many games.
I know. I'm not excited about that, actually.
It's a lot of games.
many games.
I mean, if MSI was any indicator, and I didn't even watch a lot of that crap, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm a little bit nervous about
It's
watching.
a lot of games.
But I'm really just gonna focus on, the people, like the NAs.
Yeah.
That's really it.
It's a lot of games. It's also a lot of fun, because it's... I mean, you like the Korean teams.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll probably
So
watch some SKT.
You're
as
gonna
well,
watch
and G2,
more games than you think. Well,
yeah.
so SKT and Griffin are also qualified already.
Yes. Yeah.
So it'll be good to see Griffin finally, because
Do we know the third
from Korea,
now?
no, we don't know anybody's third. We only even know one from Europe because of the way they did.
yeah,
We know
yeah.
both from Southeast Asia. It will be J Team and AHQ.
I don't know this, but okay.
Flash Wolves has. I think they still have a chance to qualify as a third from that region. But yeah, Flash Wolves generally always coming out of that region, so it's weird that they aren't right now.
Well,
I think Supermassive is coming from Turkey.
what about
it seems.
PBB?
I'd have to
Are they
check.
coming?
Fongfu Buffalo? No. There's like charging.
Wongfu.
Tu Wongfu. Oh my god, Tu Wongfu. G-Rex. I miss G-Rex.
Oh,
Fucking.
God.
I want them to win World. So pull up G-Rex's logo for. They have this like neon pink purple dinosaur.
I'm pretty sure I've seen.
They're like a
this.
minor region, but goddamn, if they won, they would have the best skins. We get dino skins.
Dinosaur skin.
Right? Wouldn't that be the? I want dino skins.
No, I don't think I do.
2019 Worlds.
It's a bunch of Asian people.
But what region are they?
Asian.
You just said
G-Rex. G-Rex
they're
was.
Korea, South Korean.
You'd get
No,
kicked
they're
right
not.
off Fox too, man.
G-Rex is not South Korean.
Oh shit.
They're
sorry.
Southeast Asia, I believe.
Sorry, the headline was their hunt continues in Seoul. Apparently, that's not where they're from.
Yeah.
I was just reading the headline. Turns out,
Participants. Here we go.
makes me.
All right, so qualified thus far, we have Griffin and SKT will be 1 and 2 in some fashion. We have TL and Cloud9, 1 and 2 in
They're out
that
of Hong
fashion.
Kong, so they are Chinese.
We have from Taiwan, Hong Kong, and Macau, the LMS, J Team and AHQ.
What about China?
We do not know Vietnamese. We do not know Chinese
At all? We don't even
no.
know number 1 of China. That's surprising.
Well, you find and then we know at least number 3 will be G2 from Europe. We don't know anything else yet from there. So yeah, that's it. Those are all of our guaranteed
I feel like
participants.
Invictus Gaming's definitely going to come back. Maybe.
So they're in, depending on how they decide stuff, they're either in a position where if they lose in their playoffs immediately, they have to drop down into a regional qualifier, in which case you could lose and not make it.
Okay.
So the only SKT and Griffin are both locked in because they do a 1-2 thing like NA does, and so it was the same situation where it was like, okay, well, it's going to be whoever wins is 1 and whoever loses is 2. So we have the same with SKT and Griffin. With G2, even if they lose right now, they have enough points to be their regional qualifier Gauntlet boss.
Yeah.
And since the winner and the loser of the last game get 2 and 3, they're at least guaranteed 3.
Sweet. Cool.
So yeah. But yeah, so I mean, we
Which is
don't.
funny because G2's freaking crazy.
Yeah, we don't have a crazy amount of teams yet. I mean, I expect G2 will at least get 2. They should take 1. It'd be weird if they did not get first pool. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm really excited for like when we get to the draw show and get to do that.
What's that?
When they draw like the pools to see what teams are where. Like, I mean, granted, you don't know who the 4th team is because of like the qualifiers.
Yeah.
But yeah, like get to see like, okay, who will TL have in their group? Who will IG have in their group? SKT, like and see which of these like big teams end up in the group of death, where it's like, oh, there's 3 really good teams here. Sucks.
We could end up in a group with like SKT and G2.
Yeah, you just cannot have 2 of the same region in the group. That's it. That's the whoever's first is whoever gets first in their region of these major regions, they get the first pool. So there's an NA, EU, China, and Korea. They all get a first pool seed. So and then after that, you have the second pool seeds, which are the 2, 3, or the 2s from like those, and the ones from a smaller region like the LMS and stuff. And the only rule is like you can't have 2 EUs in the same pool. You can't have 2 NAs in it. So like if you have a draw that would force that to happen down the line, then they fucking move you over to the next one, whatever. Right. But yeah, so I mean it is absolutely possible to have TL's first seed. So G2, assuming they're first seed, you couldn't have that, but you could have G2 if SKT gets 2 seed. Yeah. SKT and Cloud9. You could have that all in a group, and then whoever makes it up from who are we missing at that point? China. Yeah. We could have China's 3rd seed make it up out of the play-ins and also be in that group. That is absolutely possible.
Well, you're screwed then.
Yeah, that's why you call something. Well, so Cloud9's always in the group of death. Like they shouldn't make it out, and then they always make it. They always get second every time. Like last time, it was like, oh, you're with RNG and Gen G, and It was Vitality's looking pretty good, and they're like, ha ha ha, Gen G crashed and burned, and we beat RNG, and then we beat Vitality, and so we get second. And like RNG's like, well, we beat everybody and we didn't lose the game you did lose somewhere along the line. But yeah, like, and then TSM and TL, they like have generally gotten like first seeds and then they like fucking eat shit.
I really hope that doesn't happen this time.
I hope so too. I want to see more than one fucking NA team make it out of groups for fuck's sake. Yeah. And I think this year
I'm gonna go on record. Well, no, it's not gonna happen. But I would really like an NA Worlds.
All NA final?
Yeah. Dude, come down to TL and C9 again?
If it came down to TL and C9 in the final, that'd be the most ridiculous thing. But it would just have so much more potential for me to be even sadder.
I guess that's
like
true.
when Chase was like, well, we didn't get to see, or he's like, I felt bad like watching the final over. I'm like, well, that's just because he had to see me suffer through my 6th like fucking season of not getting a championship.
So the final started off with Kurt drinking Coke Zero, and then
I mean, it was like 1 o'clock.
And it progressively turned into a few PBRs.
It was 1 o'clock. And then I drank another Coke Zero afterwards because I needed to play Clash. Also, side note, Clash, fun.
Clash, a lot of fun. I do agree.
We need more Clash.
It's better with Clash you actually know, because when I played with the randos, it sucked.
So when we thought you couldn't play more than one game, and we got Jaime to replace you.
Jaime.
Scaranox?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was good.
Yeah, he played well.
Again, that first game, like, I got help, and I just dominated. It was great.
Yeah, no, and he tried to help the second time with that Yasuo. I mean, against a more Gauntlet.
No, I was like,
so what you're saying is you don't even need me
everything
anymore.
I do. Like,
What's that? We need you more?
I said you don't even need me anymore.
I don't know, maybe you'd probably be better. I don't know.
I like the lockdown. So I can just charm it.
Yeah. So, alright though, good matches. We're looking forward to Worlds. We're looking forward to Gauntlet.
Very.
We will not be here next week because
there's no matches.
Gauntlet is
Thank
until
fucking
the
God.
following week, so we will see everybody on September 9th.
Yep. You.
Oh no, go ahead. Can I say something?
You go first.
Wish me luck
in the
Omegathon.
I'm gonna go first.
Fuck you.
No, you
Fuck you, man.
Yeah, I'm sorry, you go first.
It's okay. Wish me luck in the Omegathon. Thanks, guys. Bye. That's it.
Omegathon?
Oh, so I'm going to PAX West this weekend. You guys know about that.
Right.
I'm in the Omegathon for the 2nd year running because last year I was the runner-up.
What is the Omegathon?
It is 20-person competition. When you buy your tickets, you can select, do you want to be in the, random people we call for Omegathon. I hit yes last year, and they called me to be in it. I was in it. I made it to the final stage, which is in
Is like a game competition?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's like 5 rounds, like different games
Random
each time.
games,
Like the first one was Taboo. We played Star Wall, which I've told you guys about. We played Burnout.
The
Narwhal Stars. Yeah.
The Burnout. We all sat behind the screen and faced the crowd, and every time when our turn was up, we'd go up, do our run. It was basically like the mode where you crash and burn and stuff.
Oh
and
yeah,
get as much
the
points.
best part of Burnout.
I got the second most points, but you couldn't watch other people doing it. You could only hear what the crowd was like reacting
Right, because
to.
other's you'd be like, oh, if they would have gone a little bit to the left.
Kinda, yes.
Because
Yeah.
it runs the same scenario.
Yes, and then
Those Burnout games were so fucking good. I gotta emulate one.
And, we did a couple more. I ended up on the freaking stage. It was a claw machine. I lost by 1 point. I'm terrible at claw
So you
machines,
said you're
too.
in the running to be in it, or you're in it again?
I'm in it again. The runner-up gets to come back and play again.
Oh, that's right, because you got runner-up.
Yes. So having
They
done
stream
it the
this
first
shit,
time,
yeah?
They stream like most of the matches, like 3 maybe, and then the final one definitely.
Okay,
Drop a
you
link
yeah
for
Yes,
us.
I will. I'll let
message
you guys
us.
know,
We
yeah.
will host it, and I will watch. Like,
I appreciate it. Just put it on the background.
Yeah.
Having been through it the first time though, most of everything is just complete random. Like you could have practiced the games and still just not have been.
Right.
It doesn't really matter. It's mostly just random luck if you get there. So I'm not too like hopeful that I'll get back to that finals position
Right,
again.
yeah.
But just watch. It's fun. It's hilarious. It's really good fun.
If you're in it, though, we have to have
Yeah,
it on.
so
That'd be great.
I'm pretty
Shizzle.
excited.
Damn it, we need Yeti merch so she could have it on. Have like a Yeti hat.
So I'm working on getting stickers.
Yeah, if you had like a sticker,
I'm
I'd wear it on my
working
shirt or something. That would
He's
be cool.
working on
Yeah.
it.
I'm working on getting some like $4 stickers
Alright.
or $3
Yeah.
stickers or something like that.
Alright.
Well, if I'm runner-up this year, I'll get to come back again and try. So I have
Yeah.
it ready for next year. Just
If you
in
win,
case.
do you get to go back too?
No. Win.
They're like, get the
so,
fuck out.
So if you win, you get to go to Australia.
Nice.
Second place.
That's
get
how you have to
nothing.
say it though in Australia. Nice.
You either get $3,000 cash or the trip to Australia, or you can go to any of the packs. Most people pick the Australian one because
That's
paid
the
trip to
most
Australia.
value
Yeah,
for sure.
exactly.
Yeah. All right. So that'll be awesome.
Thank you guys.
We'll see you
Appreciate
guys
that.
in.
Yeah.
That's right, you had one.
Next week we will be here at Kurt's place. We will be
yes.
playing D&D.
Are we doing it here?
I imagine so.
What time are you guys actually getting back on that day?
When early enough to play D&D. It'll probably be like right around a normal time, like right around 6.
Okay, so that means I need to bring my shit back here Sunday night.
D&D on Sunday.
Yes. Oh, it's gonna be
I'm
on
not gonna
Monday.
be there.
It's gonna be on Monday. When
Yeah,
we get
but
back.
I work Monday.
No, I know.
So I can't set my shit up on Monday. I have to bring it back Sunday
Oh yeah.
if we're gonna play at 6, because I don't get off work till
Oh yeah.
5:30.
'Cause he's staying at my place this weekend.
Yeah, I'm watching
Okay.
your dog again.
Yes, but we will be doing Yeti Set Roll episode 1. We started it.
Yeah, we might call it episode 2. I called it episode 0 in the live stream, but it ended up being episode 1. I feel like we left town, so I think at that point it's no longer session 0.
We might as well call it 1.
Yeah,
Gotta
I think we're calling
the
last
naming.
episode 1. I need to come up with some fun name for it.
But we will be doing
Oh,
D&D.
cool. That's good luck.
Yeah.
Don't die.
On Monday.
Roll well.
Yeah.
May
My
the
rolls
dice
were
be with you.
garbage this past weekend.
Didn't matter. We had one tiny combat. It was no big deal.
Yeah, that's true. But yes, we will be here. We will not be doing loggers, but we will be doing D&D instead.
Correct.
So, tune in. We will be here.
Yeah.
And that's it. We can close on that.
Yeah. Well, until 2 weeks from now, then for loggers. Cheers.
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 Yay.